Hey Gemini, thank you for your patience and welcome to my channel. I tried recording your reading twice, and the first time I actually published it and the energy it didn't feel right to me, and I don't like putting a message out there where I'm not, fully aligned with it or fully invested in it. There was something that just told me to remove it, and so the delay. I also have been battling with vertigo. It's a lot better today. I actually managed to go to the gym, so apparently it's supposed to, or it usually lasts like 6 weeks. I had no idea. I just want to put that on silent. Okay, Gemini. So it's not that the message that was published in the previous readings was inauthentic, or that it wasn't channeled. It's just that it didn't just feel like my 100%, and I didn't want to just do it for the sake of uploading content. What I was getting for you in the meditation, and it came out, in the times I tried to do your readings, was for 2026. And sorry, yes, this is a reading, a check-in for 2026 energy. And what's coming towards you, what your potential is, Gemini. And I just wanted to say, they asked me to explain this as well. You are more than just your sun sign. You are more than just a Gemini, obviously. So whatever reading, whatever potential energy is coming through, you have to take that as it resonates, and you have to also use your other strengths in the other, aspects of your birth chart. I mean, in your personality, there's so many different ways to define who we are. And, it's not like because you are a Gemini sun that this message is 100% going to resonate for you. Very specific messages do come through, Gemini. So take what resonates and what helps you, and leave the rest. That is my intention. So what I was getting for you is the Mythic Messenger. What's coming towards you in 2026 is the energy of the Mythic Messenger. And it's interesting because your number in the zodiac wheel is a 3 number, which is all about charm, communication, intellect, career. It's about bringing people together. It's about integrating ideas. And I do feel that you are going to be pivotal in using your intellectual prowess and your ability to articulate complex ideas and simplify them. Your wittiness, your sense of humor, as well as your sarcasm in your authenticity, is going to help a lot of the collective digest and understand the concepts that are being landed right now. If you look at social media, there's a lot of different information, there's a lot of different opinions about what's going on, shifting timelines, the year of the snake, the year of the horse. Besides that, opinions about leadership, about all sorts of things, and you can get lost, and you do get lost in the quagmire of all of that information. So your ability to distill communication, to filter out the noise, to be a storyteller, because I think that is what we need right now, is we need creatives, and we need storytellers, and we need to resonate with authentic storytelling, Gemini. And what I was picking up is that a lot of you have a book inside of you, poetry inside of you, podcast material, blog material. If it's something that you've been thinking about doing and haven't started yet, they were saying that it's something you should really consider, embarking on or entering into 2026, to get your voice out there, to get your message what you have to share with the world that is not generated by AI, Gemini. And that is your magician energy. It's bringing all of the elements together to manifest into a solid concept. It's bringing different ideas, bringing different thoughts, bringing different, a variety of different elements, opinions, facts, figures, intuition together into a melting pot of alchemy that then materializes into simple ideas and simple concepts for people to be able to relate to and to digest. And this is something you can also be doing for your family, for your close circle, for your colleagues at work as well, Gemini. It's a skill that is very honed, and you could even look into how you develop this skill, you know, doing courses on public speaking or on book writing. There's just a lot that I'm getting about how you can hone the skill and use it to benefit everyone around you, work and personally. Okay, Gemini, I'm going to stop talking now and draw some cards for you to see what the energy is looking like for you for 2026. Spirit, please and thank you for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and other strong placements. Messages of love and light. Negative energy must leave the space now. I just got this Palo Santo, so I'm using it for your reading first, Gemini. It's my favorite way of clearing space. I just love the smell of it, and it's also the Mac Daddy of negative energy removal. Okay, so let's see, Gemini. For Gemini, please and thank you. Jumpers only. Queen of Wands energy. That's the energy of Aries. Seven of Swords. Okay, there's something that you might be lying to yourself about or deluding yourself about, or maybe avoiding, running away from. Three of Pentacles, working together, collaborating and co-creation. That was very much the energy that I was getting, is helping to create this tapestry of vision, working with other people. And that's a 3 energy, exactly. And that is the energy I was talking about in the beginning, about you being the 3rd sign of the zodiac. So that's your energy, 3. Very much about how do you weave all of these different threads into a tapestry that makes sense for other people. Because if it's not woven, it's just a whole bunch of color and string. And that's what you find, you know, out there right now on social media. And your ability to, you know, build that and weave that into a tapestry so people can make sense of the whole picture is what I was getting. This is also about vision boarding. This is about vision boarding. I personally don't really like vision boarding, because I think we only can envision from where we are and where we are limiting ourselves. So it becomes then a ceiling for what you want to achieve. If you do have a specific vision board and say, you know, you want this type of car or this type of home, we can sometimes get stuck in, you know, those things and become disappointed when those aren't, you know, achieved or they don't materialize. So in a way it becomes a trap of sorts, or it becomes a cage, and we are not then open to other opportunity that might not have been on the vision board, but is something that is calling to us to follow. So with vision boarding, I think, you know, keep it as open as you can, and you have to do the exercise first of, where are my limiting beliefs? Where am I limiting myself in my vision? what could I be excluding from my vision that is a potential possibility for my life? For example, immigrating, it doesn't have to be limited to where you are located. Is it, are you limiting yourself to a specific financial figure? Because, you will only manifest what it is you believe you are worth. If you don't believe you are worth the $5 million, as, a random number example, you will vision for 50K, and that is what will come into your world. So the energy and the vision will always match your sense of self-worth and your sense of how big you can manifest based on how you are limiting yourself, if that makes sense. So this is about you looking at that vision and why they kind of brought those other concepts in, the limiting beliefs and old templates, which we are releasing, very much releasing this year. And if we didn't choose to release them, they were being released for us through situations, through relationships, through friendships. If you haven't done that work, it's going to be difficult to move into visions that take you further than what you can imagine, Gemini. But you are going to be pivotal. They just said, working with other people. That's why it's important to work with other people in co-creation, because they will then be able to call us out on where we are maybe limiting our plans or our envision for the future. And I think maybe this is why this card is coming out. The Seven of Swords energy is about not listening, to or avoiding what you know to be true, avoiding, maybe difficult circumstances or difficult situations that you perceive as difficult, but are path or stepping stones on the way to your dreams, because of your comfort zone, or because you're just fearful of failure, or whatever it is that we tell ourselves. It's a self-deception. It's stealing away into the night. The crows usually represent spiritual messengers, and these crows are like alarms, and almost like screaming at us when we ignore, the messages. And we still then choose to cover ourselves and kind of hide from what's being shown to us, what's being illuminated by the light of that moon as well. Cancer energy as well. I'm also getting a family energy. There might be dynamics around family that you have tied yourself to that could be limiting in a way. And that's something that I'm also learning is not being selfish, but being very deliberate about the relationships that I choose to invest in, whether it's family or not family. There's no obligation, emotional obligation. So there might be some of that that's still playing out in your world right now, Gemini, as you move into 2026. The Queen of Wands energy is about spiritual alignment. It is about intuition. It's a card of Aries. It's very much about the ignition of ideas, manifesting new ideas. And I feel like this, in between your vision and the manifestation of new ideas, are these beliefs that may be holding you back. And that's, something only you will know, Gemini. Only you will know what those beliefs are. So it's almost in between the idea, the ignition of the idea, and the idea, moving to paper, actually being documented and brainstormed and worked on. In between that, there's still some mental hurdles that need to be, and I won't say hurdles, mental templates, mental models that need to be explored, Gemini, so that you can be free to move into 2026 with an open mind, death and rebirth, Scorpio energy. And I've said this in a lot of the readings already. It really is about releasing everything that doesn't serve us in this year. So you are definitely doing this, and this could also have been situations that have come in regardless of whether you chose or not. You know, situations you didn't choose, like being retrenched or being let go from a job, or you know, a sudden relocation, or something that has, you know, caused you to re-examine your goals or what you were working on. And again, I'm getting an energy, and this is the death. You know, it came out after death, so it's a death of the self, entrapment, Gemini. The death of feeling as though you can't move forward and avoiding, you know, certain situations. But this is self-entrapment energy. It is being trapped in your mind, you know, the thoughts that are swirling around in your mind that keep you feeling as though you can't move forward. It is possible to free yourself, because if you look at where she's actually sitting, you know, not the reflection, but the actual person is not tied up, is not blindfolded. Those blindfolds and those, you know, entrapments can be released if we are willing to move from head space to heart space and to gut space as well. So it's integrating those energy centers along the vagus nerve that help us to make decisions. So this is not a year to go into making decisions only with the headspace, Gemini, because you can get trapped in that headspace. It's about trusting your intuition as well, and that is exactly what the Queen of Wands energy is. You're going to need to tap into your heart space, your intuition, and your emotional, your energetic knowledge as you move forward with decision making. I feel like this is definitely ending the cycle of keeping yourself stuck in your own mind and limiting yourself by your own thoughts and beliefs is something that is shifting right now for you, Gemini. And we are moving into a year that is, you know, there's going to be no space for that. It's a year of freedom. It's a year of potential, a year of prosperity. Year of the horse. That horse energy is extremely liberating compared with the snake energy that was 2025, you know, the release. Integrating intuition, exactly. Scorpio, the most intuitive king, you know, is able to balance his emotions, very intuitive, very emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent, knows how to balance. You see how the water around him is extremely calm. He's able to contain that emotion and use that to his advantage. A regeneration as well, and I've never, you know, picked that up from this card. Starfish. Regeneration is what I just heard. Regenerating emotions or stuck emotions. Regeneration of emotions that have been keeping you feeling as though you can't move forward, or emotions that are keeping you in a specific loop or cycle that is blocking creativity and blocking your ability to see forward and to open up your path, Gemini. Scorpio energy as well. So it is really about going deep, and we've got another card of Scorpio here. So there's a lot of processing of emotion, I feel, for you, Gemini. At the bottom of the deck, let's see. It's options. You know, it's considering different options. And I think what is preventing you from overturning some of these options and exploring them is your fear of what might be under them. And you can see the snake coming out from one of this, you know, it's like this, the way he's also, you know, got his hand on his mouth, kind of pondering, you know, which cup should I turn over? It's a game of snakes and ladders. It's like, where should I move next? Am I going to get bitten? And again, this thread of emotion coming through. So it's about emotional release. If you've been numbing, Gemini, if you've been like avoiding emotion, avoiding, exactly, I was getting the sense of avoiding something. Maybe you're avoiding, release of emotion that has been, keeping you, I think it's in your memory, but every time it comes up, you distract yourself in order to function. And now it's starting to become an inhibition to moving forward. It's starting to become something that can no longer be ignored. So it's something you have to look into, to be able to be open to various options. And this was what I was also saying about the vision board, is we can only envision from, our fears and our limiting beliefs take us. So if we are manifesting in fear or manifesting in a sense of scarcity, the 50,000 versus the 5 million, we are not going to fully explore our potential. So it really is about clearing out those fears and clearing out whatever is, creating this illusion of entrapment. Gemini. Yeah, and behind that is about your intuition, High Priestess energy. I just want to get one more card for an overall energy and then close off your reading. And because you are, an intellectual sign ruled by Mercury, you can tend to make decisions and rely on your headspace, very much so. And what's being asked of you right now is to consider other forms of emotion, of processing, of making decisions that go beyond just intellectual. Overall energy for Gemini, wow. Tower and strength and emotional fulfillment. So Tower and strength, another card of Scorpio. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio, Gemini. Two major arcana. The strength card is card of Leo, and it's about taming the beast. Taming the beast, allowing that emotional release, but not to be a tower moment. Doing it in a way that is integrated, that is at your pace, Gemini, that is, because sometimes we have to do things in stages. Some emotions are really hard to release all at once, and some situations are hard to release all at once. And if we do, it can be a complete, breakdown of everything that we know, which can be extremely scary. So it's about the strength to do this, at your own pace, in bite-sized chunks, and in that way you tame the beast so that you don't unleash a whole lot of unchecked emotion in the process. Because that can sometimes cause us to pause because it is so overwhelming and cause a sense of instability. And for you, Gemini, you need to have a sense of some kind of at least mental control of the situation. So it's the strength of, knowing when to release, knowing when to hold back. And it also takes strength to do this type of work, because transformation is not easy. It's a complete unraveling of many, many years of, behaviors, actions, thoughts, beliefs that have made us who we are. So it's almost about undoing that definition of ourselves or that identity. And that can be extremely scary. So they are saying, to pace it and do it, maybe guided as well, maybe with a healer or a counselor, whatever resonates for you, with a journal, so that it doesn't come, purging out or splurging out in a way that can burn you, Gemini, if that makes sense. And at the bottom of the deck, is your emotional, fulfillment. I feel like the work that you are going to be doing, the things that you are going to be exploring in 2026, when you are able to tap into your heart space and move out of where the headspace is tending to keep you, is this sense of peace and joy and release. It's the happy family, white picket fence kind of feeling. Doesn't have to be, a happy family. Some of you might be getting married, but it's about the ultimate achievement of emotional freedom is what's coming towards you, Gemini. I hope this resonated. If it did, please leave me a comment. I love to read your comments. And if you'd like a personal reading, my details are in the description box below. Sending you so much love, Gemini. Blessings for this festive season. Stay safe until the next time.